You ever stop and think about what's really happening inside your computer? I mean, not just the stuff you see on the screen, but deep down in the guts of the machine. Well, today, we're going to pull back that curtain and take a look. I mean, think about it. How can you be running a game, a web browser, and your music all at the same time? It feels like straight up magic, right? But it's not. There's this incredibly powerful piece of software working away behind the scenes, making it all happen. All right, let's get into it. The best way to picture your computer is to think of it like a giant orchestra. You see, every part has a very specific job. You've got the CPU, that's the brain, the hard drive, that's the huge music library where everything is stored, RAM is kind of like the musician's sheet music stand holding just what they need right now, your keyboard and mouse are the instruments, and of course the screen is the stage where the whole performance takes place. But here's the thing. Without a conductor, what do you get? Just a bunch of noise, right? It would be total chaos. You need someone in charge, telling all those different parts what to do and when to do it.
And that conductor, my friends, is the operating system, the OS. It's the one that steps in, takes all that potential chaos, and turns it into the perfectly coordinated symphony you see on your screen.
Okay, so the OS is a conductor, but that's not its only job. Not even close. It also has to be the ultimate translator, and believe me, it is a huge job.
You might be wondering, why can't a program just talk directly to the hardware? I mean, why can't your game just tell the screen, hey, put a castle right here? Why is there a middleman? Well, without an OS, it would be a programmer's worst nightmare. For every single program, they'd have to figure out, okay, is the screen connected with an HDMI cable or something else? Is it HDMI 1.4 or 2.1? Then they'd have to learn the exact complicated language to send signals to that specific screen. And that's just for the screen. Imagine doing that for the mouse, the keyboard, the hard drive, for everything. So this is where the operating system just saves the day. It's the big helper that does all that hard work. It learns the special secret language of every single piece of hardware, so the programmers don't have to. It basically says, hey, programmers, don't worry about the messy details. Just talk to me and I'll translate. And this is a huge deal when it comes to memory, the RAM. When a program needs a piece of data, the OS has to find its exact physical location on a tiny little chip. It's kind of like being asked to find a specific book on a specific shelf in a library the size of a city. The OS does that millions of times, every single second. It's incredible.
All right, so the OS is a conductor and a translator. Got it. But what about when you're multitasking? When you've got a ton of different programs all wanting to run at once, how does it handle that?
So each app you open, each tab in your browser, that's a process. And all these different processes are competing for the computer's resources. They all want a piece of the CPU's brain power. It's exactly like a bunch of kids at a playground and there's only one slot. And you know, back in the day, this was a serious problem. You could have one selfish program that would just hog the CPU. It would get on that playground slide and refuse to let anyone else have a turn. And the result? Your whole computer would just freeze. Solid. You couldn't do anything. So what's the fix? Well, today's operating systems are like a really good playground supervisor. The OS steps in and says, hey, you've been on the slide long enough, let someone else have a turn. It forces all the programs to share, and that's why everything feels so smooth.
But it's not just the CPU that gets crowded. The hard drive has its own challenges too.
Think about it like this. Your hard drive can only do a few things per second. It's like a room with just one single door. If too many programs try to rush through that door at the same time to get their files, you get a huge traffic jam. Everything grinds to a halt while they all wait in line.
So, systems like Windows or Linux are amazing at juggling all this stuff. But being so powerful and flexible, well, it comes with a bit of a trade-off. You see, most of the OSs we use are general purpose. That means they're built to work with thousands of different types of computers and parts. That's totally different from a specialized system, like what's in a game console, which is designed for one specific set of hardware and nothing else. And here's the trade-off. Because these general-purpose systems have to keep up with all the newest, fastest technology, they sometimes have to, well, let go of the past. They have to stop supporting really old hardware, otherwise they'd get bogged down trying to be compatible with everything ever made. So really, when you boil it all down, the operating system is the unsung hero of your computer. It's the conductor, the translator, and the playground supervisor all rolled into one. It's what turns a box of wires and chips into the incredible machine you use every single day.
And that leaves us with one final big question. Right now, your OS manages your computer. But think about the future. Our technology is expanding into everything, our cars, our homes. What will the operating system of the future be responsible for?